Welcome to VGuide TV. In this video, moving charges and magnetism, part 4, I am discussing about Biot-Savart law. Biot-Savart law. What does this law give? This law is used to find the magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor. So how to find the magnetic field? Let this AB is a current carrying conductor. It's a part of a current carrying conductor. I am taking a small element of length dl. I need to find the magnetic field at the point P. So what I told, this is a current carrying conductor AB. We are taking a small element of length dl. We need to find the magnetic field at point P. According to right hand thumb rule, we can tell that according to right hand thumb rule, see the direction of the current is see like this only. Okay, according to right hand thumb rule, my thumb gives the direction of current upwards. So I am keeping my fingers here. So how I can curl my finger? I can curl my finger inside. So that is the reason I put here into mark. That means magnetic field is going into the plane. I put an into mark here. So what I told, this is a current carrying conductor. I am taking a small element of length dl and a current goes upward. So the magnetic field at this point is inside. Now next is this element and the line joining element to the point makes an angle of theta and the distance of r from the point. The element and the point at a distance of r. So according to Biot-Savart law, the magnetic field at the point P, that is denoted with the letter dB, because we are taking a small element of length dl. I am not taking the total length. I am taking only the length element dl. So the magnetic field due to the current element dl, that is proportional to 3 people. That is, direct magnetic field is proportional to the current flowing through the conductor. Magnetic field is proportional to the length of the current element. Magnetic field is proportional to sine of the angle between sine theta, and theta is nothing but the angle between dl and the line joining element to the r, that line. Okay. And also the magnetic field is inversely proportional to r square. So these three factors depends. So I can write it together, dB proportional to IDL sine theta by r square. I am writing this all together, dB proportional to IDL sine theta by r square. Next, we need to change the proportionalities simple with a constant. That constant is mu naught by 4 pi. The constant of proportionality is mu naught by 4 pi. So you got an equation, that is this equation, dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi IDL sine theta by r square. What is mu naught? Mu naught is called the permeability of free space. In electrostatics, we learned a constant of proportionality called permittivity, epsilon 0. But here, this is a constant related to magnetism. It is the ability of the medium to allow the magnetic field line. So mu naught is called the permeability of free space, and here we keep a constant that mu naught by 4 pi, because we are taking this in free space or vacuum, or you can take it as air. So I can write my Biot-Savart law as dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into IDL sine theta by r square. This is the equation we are using for numericals. But they may ask sometimes, write the vector form. Vector form means multiply one r in numerator and denominator. So it will be mu naught by 4 pi IDL r sine theta by r square. We know the equation. What is A cross B? A cross B, we can write it as, the A cross B is nothing but AB sine theta. So we can write this as A cross B, that is AB sine theta. So I am multiplying one r in numerator and denominator, and I can write dl r sine theta as dl cross r divided by r cubed, and this equation is called Biot-Savart law in vector form. So in short, what all things you have to remember, Biot-Savart law means magnetic field due to a current element of length dl, and that is nothing but dB. dB is proportional to I dl sin theta, and it is inversely proportional to r square. So that is dB proportional to I dl sin theta by r square. Removing proportionality, keeping a constant, that is mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. And mu naught is called permeability of free space. Another one is how to write vector form, multiplying r in both numerator and denominator. So the numerator you can write dl cross r, because a cross b is ab sin theta. We can write ab sin theta into n cap. Okay, here also if you want you can write put a vector symbol. Now next thing, mu naught by 4 pi has a is a constant, and the value of constant is 10 power minus 7, and the unit I have written here Tesla meter ampere inverse. I'll show you how it is coming. Now remember the value of mu naught by 4 pi, that is 10 power minus 7. Now you take the equation of Biot-Savart's law, dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square, right? So if you want mu naught unit, take mu naught. Okay, so mu naught if you're taking, what will be the what are the terms coming here? If you take mu naught, the terms coming are dB r square by IDL. dB means magnetic field, unit is Tesla. R square means meter square, divided by current ampere, dl length meter. If you cancel meter square and meter, we get a unit as Tesla meter ampere inverse. Tesla meter ampere inverse. That only I have written here. What is mu naught by 4 pi value? Mu naught by 4 pi value is 10 power minus 7 unit Tesla meter ampere inverse. Another one, I need to find the dimension of mu naught. If you want the dimension of mu naught, I can write the equation that mu naught equals, same equation, I am changing the terms, that is b r square by I into L. B r square by I into L. I did not take the constant 4 pi. I have taken only the term. dB is nothing but B, magnetic field, and r square is r square only. I is current, and dl I wrote it as L. But here one problem is there. What is the dimension of B? Dimension of B means you can write the equation Lorentz force I discussed in part 1 video. What is Lorentz force? F is equal to QVB sin theta. So from that, B is nothing but F by QV, because sin theta has no dimension. So F by QV. F is force MLT minus 2. Q is the charge, that is IT. V is velocity LT minus 1. So if you arrange the terms, it becomes MT minus 2 I minus 1. MT minus 2, because this T and T minus 1 get cancelled. This T minus 2 will be here. I minus 1 will, I will go up and it become I minus 1. So I got the dimension of B. Now it is simple. The dimension of B is MT minus 2 I minus 1. MT minus 2 I minus 1 into R square is nothing but L square by current is I, length is L. If you cancel the terms, we will get M, L square and L get cancelled, it become L, T minus 2, and this I will go up, it become I minus 2. So ML T minus 2 I minus 2, that is the dimension of mu naught. So we learn a new constant now, that is called mu naught. Mu naught is called permeability of free space. Mu naught is called permeability of free space. Right? Here we can write mu, same like electrostatics. Are you remembering? Mu is called permeability of medium. Permeability of medium. Another one, mu r also. Here also mu r is there. Mu r is mu by mu naught. Relative permeability. Same like what all terms we learn in electrostatics. Here also it can come. So the terms we will discuss in the next videos and all. Whenever the terms come, I'll explain. Now remember, like a mu naught, mu and mu are also present. Mu is called permeability of medium. Mu r is called the relative permeability. Permeability is the ability of the medium to allow magnetic field lines. So mu naught by 4 pi value, you remember 10 power minus 7. Unit, remember Tesla meter ampere inverse. Dimension of magnetic field is MT minus 2 I minus 1, and the dimension of mu naught ML T minus 2 I minus 1. Clear? Okay. Now, next is there are some similarities and some differences of our Coulomb's law and Biot-Savart law. It means some similarities are there. Similarities are both are long range forces. In both Coulomb's force as well as Biot-Savart law, the R is coming in denominator. So it means that they both obeys inverse square law of distance. Inverse square law of distance. In Biot-Savart's law also denominator R square there. Coulomb's law also it's there. And with Coulomb's law, if you want to find the net force or net electric field, we use the principle called superposition principle. Same like that, to find the magnetic field also we use superposition principle. So what I told, first three are the similarities. They are long range force, both are inversely proportional to R square, and in both the cases we use superposition principle. Now, another thing is electric field is a we are just taking here the electric field is due to a scalar quantity called charge. Electric field is due to charge, and charge is a scalar quantity. But the magnetic field is due to a vector source called IDL. When we take the Biot-Savart law, IDL, current into the length of the element. IDL is the vector source. Next is electric field is along the line joining the source and the point. It means for a positive charge, we learn electric field will go away, and for negative charge, electric field will come towards the charge. But for magnetic field, remember the direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane containing DL and R. I want to explain it that. I told you here, according to right hand thumb rule, the direction of magnetic field is into the plane, I told, right? Into the plane. It means that DL and R in this plane of the paper, but the magnetic field is going into the plane. So it is like perpendicular. So I can tell that electric field is along the line joining source and point, whereas magnetic field is perpendicular to the line joining to the plane of IDL and R. In Biot-Savart's law, I showed an Hindu mark. It means that it is not lying in the plane of the paper there. It is lying perpendicular to that. Another one, in magnetic field is proportional to sine theta, but electric field, it does not depends upon any angle, because electric field equation we are writing KQ by R square, or Coulomb's law when we are writing F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square. We are not taking the angle between that. So electric field does not depends on any angle, but magnetic field depends upon the sine theta. I repeat here, the main things here you remember, electric field is due to a scalar quantity charge, magnetic field is due to a vector source IDL. And electric field is along the line joining to the source and the point, but magnetic field is perpendicular to IDL and R. Clear? Now, next, it's a very simple thing. We are writing a relation between mu naught and epsilon 0. What is called mu naught? Mu naught is called the permeability of free space. Permeability of free space, whereas epsilon 0 is called permittivity of free space. Permittivity means it is nothing but the ability of the medium to allow electric field lines. The permittivity of it is a medium. Permittivity is nothing but the ability of the medium to allow electric field lines to pass through the medium, or electric field lines, passage of electric field lines. So what I did is I am going to multiply these two, epsilon 0 into mu naught. Next is we are multiplying both numerator and denominator with a 4 pi. 4 pi epsilon 0, here also 4 pi. Why we are doing this? Because I know the value of 4 pi epsilon 0. We learn in electrostatics 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 has a value of 9 into 10 to the power of 9. So 4 pi epsilon 0 I can write as 1 by 9 into 10 power 9. 1 by 9 into 10 power 9 into mu naught by 4 pi. I told you now it is 10 power minus 7. This minus 7 will come down, so it become 1 by 9 into 10 power 16. 9 into 10 power 16 I can write as 1 by 3 into 10 power 8 the whole square. 3 into 10 power 8 the whole square. We are familiar with the constant 3 into 10 power 8. It is nothing but the speed of the light. C, speed of the light, c square. So I can write here c is equal to 1 by root over mu naught epsilon naught. C equals 1 by root over mu naught epsilon naught. It's a very important equation in physics. C equals 1 by root over mu naught epsilon naught, where c is the speed of the light. Who is c? C is called the speed of light. Mu naught and epsilon 0 I have written. Mu naught is permeability of free space and epsilon 0 is permittivity of free space. Okay. Now, an important question. An element of length L equals delta xi is placed at the origin and carries a current of 10 ampere. What is the magnetic field on y-axis at a distance of 0.5 meter? And delta x they gave 1 centimeter. So here they told you take an element. This is a current carrying conductor and we take an element here. The element of length is, what is element length they told? Delta L equal delta x. It carries current. Current they gave, it is 10 ampere. I need to find, and this is lying along x-axis. I should find electric field along the y-axis at a distance of 0.5 meter. So I use Biot-Savart law, dB equals mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta by r square. Right? They are perpendicular. So I can take this angle as 90 degree, sine 90 equal to 1. Mu naught by 4 pi value is 10 power minus 7. I they gave it as 10. Delta L they gave it in the question, delta x equal 1 centimeter. I converted 1 centimeter to meter, that is 1 into 10 power minus 2 by, what is the distance? Distance is 0.5 meter. So we need r square, 0.5 into 0.5. Cancel the term, we get the term like numerator, we are getting 10 into 10 power minus 9. Taking to denominator and cancelling, we get 4 into 10 power minus 8 Tesla. And the very important thing I want to tell is, the element is along x-axis. We need to find the magnetic field at point P lying along y-axis. How to find the direction of magnetic field? I am using a shortcut to do this. I use the Biot-Savart law vector form, mu naught by 4 pi I into dl cross r by r cube. dl means length of the element. It is along x-axis. So I put I. And r means this distance. It is lying along y. So I put j. What is I cross j? You know that I cross j is nothing but we can use this rule. What is I cross j? I cross j is k. So it means that the magnetic field is along positive z-axis. Magnetic field is along positive z-axis. Simple thing, simple Biot-Savart law we used. So what they told, according to that you have to draw a diagram. And the main thing, we are substituting everything, no problem for doing these all. Only one thing about the direction. If you need the direction, you just keep it like this form. I cross j is k. What is j cross I? It will be minus k. So you should have a good idea about the vector product. Okay, clear? Thank you for watching our channel. Please like and subscribe our channel. And the next video I'll come with some other topics of moving charges and magnetism. Thank you.